Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of exhaust work today. I feel like changing things up, so we're going to ditch the thrush muffler and we're going to put on some 5-inch tips, and we're going to run it straight pipe, see how it sounds. But most likely I think what I'm going to do is in this section right behind the tip, I think I'm going to try out those new thrush rattlers. They're little single chamber mufflers, and see what that sounds like. But first we're going to see what it sounds like straight piped off of the JBA long tubes and the JBA 3-inch ypipe. Should be pretty awesome. Alright, so we're going to ditch the muffler and put this in place of it. Just a 3-inch ypipe out to a 2.5-inch so I can hook the tips back up. And then we're gonna do the Summit Racing black powder coated 3-inch to a 5-inch tip out the back on both sides. Should be pretty awesome. These, by the way, on Summit is pretty cheap. It's the Summit Racing brand. I think they were like 30 bucks a piece. I'm gonna weld them in, see what happens. All right, so we're gonna try to utilize some of my old ypipe from the factory exhaust before I did the long tubes. You know, trying to make this as cheap as possible. So I'm going to use some of these pipes, cut them down to make my pipes hook up to the new ypipe that we're going to put in for the muffler. So we're going to cut this off so we can use this piece of straight pipe right here. Bada bam. Now I got a piece of straight pipe I can use to weld in. We're going to do this one more time. Alright, so to get the factory exhaust tip off, you're going to need a 14 millimeter socket, ratchet, impact gun, whatever you want. It's got one bolt back here for the tip. Kind of dark up there, don't know if you can see that, but we're going to bust it loose. And it's basically just a little clamp. There we go. And then you should be able to, there you go, as you see it's a little like a ball socket flange, and that's how it attaches. So I'm going to show you what you need to do to take this. You're going to need to keep this ball flange so that we can turn it into this. Alright, so to start with, you're going to need the Summit tip, or one of your preference, doesn't matter. I ended up getting the Summit 3-inch inlet to a 5-inch outlet. These were the cheapest ones I could find. They were like 40 bucks a piece. And then you're going to need a couple adapters over here. You're going to need to get you a 3-inch to a 2.5-inch, and this is so you can connect to this stock pipe, and then this 3-inch section back here will actually slide into the back of the new exhaust tip. So I'm going to show you where we need to cut and then start welding them in. Okay, so we're going to take our 3-inch sleeve, we're going to slide it inside the new tip. I've already got it marked. I'm going to put it about right there. And then we're going to get our ground. And we're just going to put a couple tacks on this. We'll tack everything together, test fit it, and then we'll weld it up. And I'm going to rotate it and tack the other side just to try to keep it straight. Alright, now we got our sleeve set into position, so we'll get the other adapter. And what that's going to do is this adapter right here is going to slide over that sleeve like so. But just like the other side, I actually had to cut this in half to get some more clearance. So we're going to cut this with the chop saw real quick and then go from there. Alright, so we got our reducer. We're going to cut about right here. We're going to cut this reducer flange in half so we can shorten it some. We're going to do it with the chop saw. Let the sparks fly. Alright, we got that cut. Clean the edges up real quick. Alright, so we just cut our flange in half right here. And we're going to slide it over to the tip of that sleeve we just tacked in. Slide it on there. We're going to beat it on the ground so we can slide it all the way up. So as you can see, we slid it up there real nice. So when I weld this, I can get the pipe and the adapter with one weld, and it'll be golden. So I'm going to go ahead and tack that real quick. Alright, we're going to put a couple tacks on. Spin it. Alright, and we got our flange tacked in. So now we got to figure out how much of this we got to cut off so that we can cut off the factory pipe and tack it to this thing. Alright. Alright, so we got our factory exhaust tip. The only thing we want is this flange right here. Alright, so for right now we're going to just cut the tip off so that we can do some measurements. That was it. Alright, so we got our tip cut off. We're going to go over here and see how much more of this we need to cut down. Okay, so we got the factory flange pipe. What we're going to do, we're going to cut about this much of it off. We just need about a couple inches sticking out so that we can weld to the end of it. that we're going to use from the factory, and we're going to go over here and tack it up. Okay, so we got our little flange, and this adapter here we're going to have to cut down some because it's going to be a little too long also. And the object, as you see, this bolts on to the factory exhaust, and then this is going to slide over that, and then we're going to weld this in. We're going to have to take a couple more inches off of this pipe, and then we should have just enough wiggle room to set the tip where we want in the bumper and then tack it up. So we're going to cut a couple inches off this and then go from there. 3. All right, let's do some more cutting. We should be about right to tack this thing up, so let's go see what happens. Okay, so as you see, we're going to take our factory flange, we're going to slide it in here, now that we've cut this down some more, and we have about an inch of movement to play with this thing. So we're going to jam it onto the factory exhaust. Little ball flange is a pain in the butt sometimes. There we go. Then slide that over. You can see that little ball flange lets you kind of set that tip, the height of it, wherever you want. And I think we're about good. We may not have to cut it down anymore. So as you can see, that's just about right. So if we wanted to push the tip in more, obviously we would have to cut some more off of this so that we can go back more. But I think we're good. We could come out plenty if we want. So I think that'll work. We're gonna get the welder over here and tack it up. All right, we're about to set this up here so we can tack it. I'm gonna have my camera guy come over here and show you what we got going on. So we got the factory ball flange back on the tailpipe here, and I have it loose so it doesn't fall off, but it's just tight enough to where we can wiggle it around. So as you can see, this will slide over the pipe, and then what we'll do is we will tack weld. We can slide this pipe in and out and tack weld it to the flange. And the flange itself will actually, as you see, be our adjustment point to set our tip at the angle we want. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm actually going to steal my camera guy for a minute so you guys won't be able to see this part, but he's going to hold this where I want it. We're going to tack it, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's done, guys. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so we got it tacked, and this is what it's going to look like basically finished right here. So we got our factory piece. Come in here and zoom in, bud. So right here you got the factory piece welded to the reducer, and then you can't see anymore, but there's a sleeve that is inserted inside the tip and inside this reducer. So we're going to weld this bead here, weld a bead there, and then this thing will bolt onto the truck just like factory. That's all there is to it. So we're going to get the welding done, mount it on the truck, and we'll be ready to roll. Here we go. Alright, so we got it all welded up. I don't claim to be the best welder, but I can guarantee you this shit ain't falling off. So we're going to slide it on here, bolt it on, and then call it a day. I'm ready to go to the house. We got our drain hole centered up. About good right here. Grab the impact gun. Tighten this flange a little bit. A little bit more. See, that flange is nice because you can wiggle that thing around and get it just where you want it. I think that's about it. What do you think, camera guy? I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Tighten her down. Snug as a bug. All right, let's get back here and let them see what it looks like. I think she looks pretty good, guys. I might need to come in that way just a little bit. But there you go, 5-inch tips welded in, baby. All right, guys, here's the sound with the 5-inch tips. And right now it's straight piped all the way from the JBA long tubes all the way back to these tips. We will probably be putting some thrush rattlers in behind those exhaust tips, but here we go. Definitely hear that Greene cam in there. As always, guys, stay safe out there, have fun, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.